Even as we grieve, we give thanks for this most faithful life. I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty.
What just happened inside the royal family has shocked the world. King Charles has reportedly handed over major authority to Prince William, and it all comes right after a controversy involving Camilla. Is this a temporary move or the beginning of a major power shift? Let's break it down. The situation inside the British monarchy is no longer something that can be dismissed as routine royal adjustment or minor internal tension. What is unfolding is a deep structural shift, one that is being driven not by ceremony or official announcement, but by necessity, health, and power dynamics. At the center of this evolving story are three figures whose roles are colliding in ways that could define the next era of the monarchy: King Charles III, Prince William, and Queen Camilla. King Charles waited his entire life to ascend the throne, but the reality of his reign has not unfolded the way he, or the institution, may have imagined. His cancer diagnosis in early 2024 changed the trajectory of everything. Publicly, the palace has maintained a composed and controlled narrative: early detection, managed treatment, reduced workload. On paper, it sounds stable, but monarchy has always been about optics, and the difference between what is said and what is seen is becoming increasingly noticeable. Charles continues to appear at key events, state banquets, diplomatic meetings, ceremonial duties, but there is a growing pattern beneath those appearances. He is not attending everything. He is delegating more, and most importantly, he is sending his heir, Prince William, to represent him at moments that traditionally would have required the monarch's direct presence. This is not a small shift. In royal terms, it is significant. When an heir begins to step into global leadership roles, such as representing Britain at major international summits, it signals something deeper than simple work: load management. It suggests that the system is beginning to prepare for continuity, quietly, carefully, and without alarming the public. William's increasing presence is not accidental. It is not sudden either. It is the result of years of preparation combined with current necessity. Unlike previous heirs who had decades to remain in a secondary role, William is stepping forward at a time when the monarchy is under pressure from multiple directions: internal scandals, public scrutiny, and the rapid pace of modern media. He is not just filling in for his father, he is actively shaping the monarchy's future identity. At the same time, this transition is not happening smoothly. It is being complicated by a growing and increasingly visible tension with Queen Camilla. What makes this conflict so important is that it is not merely personal, it is philosophical. William and Camilla appear to represent two different approaches to monarchy at a critical moment. From William's perspective, the priority is clear: protect the king's health, reduce unnecessary strain, and ensure long-term stability. His approach is cautious, strategic, and focused on sustainability. He understands that the monarchy cannot afford a sudden crisis, especially one tied to the health of the reigning king. In his view, pushing Charles too hard risks not only his well-being but also the institution itself. Camilla's reported stance, however, reflects a different kind of urgency. For her, maintaining appearances is essential. The monarchy, particularly under scrutiny, must project strength, continuity, and resilience. Any sign of weakness, especially from the king, could, in her view, undermine confidence at a time when the institution is already navigating multiple challenges. Her position is not irrational. In fact, it aligns with a long-standing royal principle: never show weakness in public. But when these two perspectives collide, the result is tension that cannot easily be resolved. One side prioritizes health and long-term survival. The other prioritizes image and immediate stability. Both are valid. Both are necessary. But together, they create friction, especially when decisions must be made quickly and under public scrutiny. This friction reportedly reached a critical point during the Nigerian state banquet in 2026. According to insiders, William strongly believed that Charles was not physically fit to attend. Camilla insisted that both she and the king needed to be present. The event went ahead, but the outcome was not what anyone had hoped for. Instead of highlighting diplomacy or international relations, the public and media focused almost entirely on the king's appearance, his fatigue, his visible strain, his weakness. That moment mattered far beyond the event itself. It reinforced William's concerns, it validated public anxiety, and it exposed a deeper division within the royal household. For many observers, this was not just another disagreement, it was the point where private tension became visible reality. As if that were not enough, the situation was further complicated by external factors, most notably the release of a controversial book by Tom Bower. His book, which included claims about Camilla's private remarks regarding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, added fuel to an already unstable situation. Whether those claims are accurate or not, the effect is the same. They drag the monarchy back into personal drama, precisely the kind of narrative William has been trying to move away from. William's vision for the monarchy is markedly different from the one that defined previous decades. He is focused on modern relevance, mental health, environmental issues, social impact. He wants the monarchy to be seen as purposeful, grounded, and forward-looking. Stories about internal disputes, personal comments, and historical controversies undermine that effort. They shift the focus from service to scandal. Underlying all of this is the lingering influence of Diana, Princess of Wales. Her legacy continues to shape public perception and internal dynamics within the royal family. For William, this is not just history, it is personal. Every comparison between Diana and Camilla, every resurfaced narrative from the past, carries emotional weight. It is not surprising that his patience with such issues may be wearing thin. What we are seeing now is not a dramatic takeover, but a silent transfer of authority. Power in the monarchy rarely changes hands through abrupt declarations. Instead, it moves gradually through delegation, influence, and presence. William is taking on more responsibilities, making more decisions, and positioning himself as the figure who will carry the institution forward. This does not mean that Charles has lost control. He remains the king, and his authority is intact, but it does mean that the balance of influence is shifting, and once that process begins, it is difficult to reverse. At the same time, the monarchy itself is facing broader challenges. The ongoing issues surrounding Prince Andrew, the global presence of Harry and Meghan, and the changing expectations of the public all contribute to a sense of instability. In this environment, leadership becomes even more critical. Decisions are no longer just about tradition, they are about survival. William appears to understand this. His actions suggest a focus on control, clarity, and long-term planning. He is not reacting impulsively. He is building a framework for the future, one that reduces risk and emphasizes credibility. In contrast, the current system, shaped by Charles's vision and Camilla's influence, still carries elements of the past. This creates a transitional moment, one that is both fragile and decisive. The monarchy is not collapsing, but it is redefining itself, and that process is rarely smooth. Looking ahead, several key questions remain. How much authority will William continue to take on while Charles is still king? Can Camilla secure a stable role in a future monarchy shaped by William's priorities? And perhaps most importantly, can the institution navigate this transition without further damaging its public image? The answers to these questions will not come through official statements. They will emerge through actions. Who represents the crown? Who makes decisions? Who is seen and who is not? These are the signals that matter in royal life. What is clear, however, is that the era of King Charles, as originally envisioned, is being reshaped by circumstances beyond his control. His reign is not ending, but it is evolving in ways that were not planned, and within that evolution, Prince William is no longer just preparing for the future, he is actively shaping it. In many ways, the transition has already begun, not formally, not publicly, but undeniably. And as history has shown time and again, the most important changes in monarchy are often the ones that happen quietly, long before the world is officially told. And that's the latest on the shocking developments surrounding King Charles and the reported transfer of authority to William following the Camilla scandal. This story is still unfolding, and you won't want to miss what happens next. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on royal news, breaking stories, and deep dives just like this. Turn on notifications so you're always the first to know when we post. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think this means for the future of the monarchy? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.